When I was considering my purchase of a dashboard, I kept wondering, how close to a wall can I put this thing? Well, as with many cases, the answer depends on how you plan to use it. I'm a hobbyist, and most hobbyists like myself tend to prefer flexible tools, tools that can be used in a number of different ways, because we don't have space or budget to buy dedicated machines or tools that only do one thing, which is more typical of what a professional might do. They might set this up just for one kind of cut on one kind of sheet good and leave it that way. And in those cases, you might be able to put this right pretty close to a wall if you're a professional. Also, if you're a professional, I don't understand why you're watching my channel, but be welcome. Anyway, I like the dashboard because of its flexibility. It suits me for that reason, but that also means that I'm always back here changing things, and so I need space back here. So my answer about how close to a wall can I put it is not very close. You need space back here, and if you use the dashboard the way I do, you will as well. Here's why. There is a track back here where you can put things. In fact, you must put things in many cases. This is where you can put track stars, just like all the way around the bench is this track. So these track stars are really useful, and you're going to want to sometimes be moving them around back here on the back side of the bench, even though most of the time you will be on the front side, because this is where you would control a track saw for crosscuts, and this is where you would typically set up a rail for rip cuts, and you would use it on the front of the bench. Back here is the less used side, but you probably still need access back here. Like I said, for the track stars, also this fence, you're probably going to want to be able to move or remove it at times. I have it currently sitting on the bench. Sometimes you'll want to mount it on a track star, on a pair of track stars instead. This fence can move as well. This fence is the one you would want to use if you're doing miter cuts. You would anchor one side in the wood part of the bench, the other side on a track star, so you can slide it and change the angle. The other big one is the height adjustment for the crosscut guide rail on this hinge. So typically, if you're only doing 3/4 inch sheet goods, for example, you might leave this height adjusted one way and never change it. But I find myself changing it quite a bit, and the adjustment for this guide rail is back here under the edge of the rail. And I see no practical way to reach this and adjust it accurately from the front of the bench. So I'm back here quite a bit. If you use your dashboard the way I do, you'll probably be back here quite a bit too. But you don't need to put this in the center of the room. I just have enough space to walk back here when I need to.